Hello everyone, thanks for tuning in to KT Garage. In this video, I'm going to show you how to do wheel alignment on the Humvee, both front and rear. These Humvees, you'll be driving, mostly off-road and on top of everything, so wheel alignment is going to go out very quickly. You really don't need to go to a very expensive off-road shop to get them aligned. It's very expensive to take them there, and you're wasting your time, and guess what? It's going to go out of alignment again because you'll be driving over all kinds of stuff. So the best way to do yourself, it's going to take half an hour or less. It's very simple if you kind of just understand the concept of how alignment works. I'm going to walk through everything with you step by step on how to get that done. Now, one thing is, if you look back here, this is not exactly a Humvee. It does have Humvee chassis and Humvee suspension, so it's going to be like identical to your Humvee. I just happen to have a different body. It's kind of custom built. We're not here to talk about this custom build. We're just going to do wheel alignment because I already got this truck done. I drove around a little bit and I wasn't very happy with the alignment. I think it still needs some adjustments. It's good enough, but I want to make it a little bit better. So I'll go through step by step on how to get this done. Okay, so let's go over the basics. And these are really simple to understand. So I'm drawing the four wheels right here. And the front wheel, you need to have a toe in. So it's going to look like this. So the two front ends of your tire is going to have to be pointing in. And then the back side of your tire need to point out, just like that. The rear is just the opposite. So you're going to have to toe out. That means that, the front end of it is going to have a longer distance than the back. It's that simple. Now for toe in, the Humvee specs calling out for a 1/4 inch plus or minus an 1/8 of an inch. So if you have anywhere between an 1/8 of an inch and 3/8 of an inch, you're good. And that's the total difference. So just make sure that you get that right. So I'm going to walk through the step by step on how to set up the strings and get that measurement. But just it's not only one side, both sides, distance different that you're looking at. And then the same thing for the rear. Now on the toe out, they want to have a little bit more. So on this toe out, it's 5/16 plus or minus an 8. So it's going to range from 3/16 to 7/16 from front to back. So those are the basics. But I'm going to explain in very detail on how to set up the lines and how to take the measurements. Okay, so first of all, if you have 4 of these jack stands, is excellent. So I do have 4. You see 4 here and 4 on the back. So I have 1 on that end and then 1 on the driver's side end. I'll show you that in a few minutes here. So if you have 4, that's great. So what you need to do is hang a string to each side jack stands and make sure that the string is running through the center of your hub. So you take measurements exactly half of your wheel, or where the largest diameter is going to be. You see here the same thing is right where the center line is, and then so that's the back. So that's the first thing to do. You want to center it on the wheel, and then you're going to be moving one of these jack stands at a time. So you move that one first, and then so you let it touch your tire. These tires are curved different ways, so make sure that you land on the same spot on the other side. Otherwise, your measurement is not that accurate. So I do that and just have it barely touch. You see, I already get it like barely touching, and you gotta stretch the strings out pretty good. So right now, barely touching. And you can see this is my rear wheel, and there's an offset already. You see, this is my string right here. It's offset, and guess what? If it's offset like this, that means it's toe in. It's supposed to be toe out. So that's not good. We'll have to get that fixed. Now, all adjusted. So now the front end is pretty decent. So I was eyeballing it, but I got it like, I think within spec. So I was touching this side, and then by moving that jack stand right there, I'm gonna see what the gap is. And there's a gap there, and we're gonna do measurements later, but that looked like 1/8 of an inch there. So now, same thing on this side. So you're gonna have to go and do the same thing here, stretch the string, and then make sure you have a rest on one side and find a similar spot on the other side, just so you know you don't get on like a raised spot over here and then an empty spot on the other side. You see that like on this end I have on the spot where it's empty here, and then it's empty here as well, so it's accurate. Now my dogs keep going back and forth, it's touching the string, so that's not good. I might have to get them in the house. So anyway, so that's how you do it. And then on this side, you're looking at this side, I have a little bit of a gap here, I think another 1/8 of an inch here, so that's up to 1/4. And it's touching here is an 1/8, so you're supposed to add them up. So I have 1/8 here, 1/8 over there, so that's 1/4. That's like perfect alignment. And this toe in because there's space on the front, so that's good. So I think the front end is great. Now the rear, I barely touch this corner over here, and I barely touch this corner over here. So look like this wheel is completely straight and it's supposed to be toe out. So I'm gonna have to make adjustments to both of the rear wheel, but I think the front wheel is perfect the way it is. I'm gonna take some measurements and then I'll give you an update on what everything is. And then after, and then I'm gonna show you how to make the adjustments on the inside. It's super simple how to adjust it. Okay, so I'm gonna show you a really simple way to take measurements. So you already have the string resting on one area over here. Just make sure it's just barely touched, and then you're looking for the gap size. So over here, I'm taking measurement off from the same place to the other side. So I'm gonna take it to this place right here. And I'm using the digital caliper, so it's somewhat accurate. And you see that this thing poking out here. I'm adjusting it until it touches. So let me see. Yeah, that sounds about right. Okay, so there it is. 0.14. So I'm gonna walk over to this side. Remember, you have to add up the number. So I'm resting the string on this side on this piece right here. So I want to make sure I go find that same place on the other side to take measurements. This is the piece right here. So I want to make sure I make measurement from here and not from down here. So over here, let me see. Yeah. So it's 0.13. We're looking at 1/4 of an inch. Around 1/4 of an inch, because I'm adding up the two numbers. It's perfect. It's right in spec. So definitely gonna leave this one alone. And now we're gonna have to focus on the rear, because both the rears are toe in. They're supposed to be toe out. Okay, so I'm looking at the front wheel, but I'm looking from the back of the front wheel, driver's side. The adjustment is gonna happen right here. So this bar right here is connecting to this knuckle right here. And as you rotate it, it's gonna pull your wheel either towards the inside or towards the outside, depends on the direction that you're rotating. So now I always forget which direction is gonna bring the wheel in or out. All I need to do is just like try to rotate it a little bit, and you can see it actually move. You can actually see the tire move. And then now you know your frame of reference, either up is out or down is out. And then you keep rotating and then go check your measurements. Now, before you rotate this, you're gonna have to loosen up this nut right here and this nut right here, just so it opens up and it'll allow you to rotate it. Just grab this with a vice grip and then you should be able to rotate it. Now I'm gonna work on the rear and I'm gonna record the process just so you can see, but basically the front and the rear, right and left, same process. You loosen these nuts right here, rotate it to get it in and out. That's it. Well guys, for the rear, I just wanted to explain a little bit something because there could be some misunderstanding on how to get the front and the rear done. So the front, since the steering wheel was gonna rotate the tires, so you can just add up the gap of these two to get these measurements, just like what I've done on the video so far for the front. Now for the rear, you can't do that because you know you're not steering. It's pretty much have to be straightforward. So you're gonna have to do side by side. So if you do one side, you just want to make sure that they toe out half of the 5/16 that they recommend. So I'm taking the 5/16 divided by 2.156. It's plus or minus the 16, right? So I'm just gonna try to hit as close to 0.156 as I can. If it's within the 16 of an inch, and then I'm okay. But just make sure you divide this number by 2 if you do the rear. You can still do the front that way, but it's gonna be a lot harder because like you gotta get the wheel like completely straight to be able to take both sides. So, but the back has to be straight. So let's go ahead and get this done. This is the driver's side rear wheel, and I'm trying to get it to toe out because it used to toe in. And so what I did was I loosened up this nut right here. There's a bolt on the other side, so you're gonna need 2 wrenches, one to hold this, one to turn this. Break that loose, break this loose, and then you use a vice grip, and then you grip onto this bar, and then you turn it. You're just gonna have to try it a couple of times, go out and see which way it goes. So first, I rotate it upwards first, and it turns out that doing that, give it more toe in, any toe out. So I rotate it down. So this is pretty hard to rotate, but for yours probably better, but for mine it's hard. I don't know, just too much interference. Anyway, so you turn it like that. See, I was able to turn, and I went out and checked, and the gap is like 0.11 or something like that. I need 1.5, so I rotate from here down to here. I just did that, and I think that probably give me a 0.15. So I'm gonna go check and see what that is, and then we just keep making the adjustments. Since you want it to toe out, you're gonna have to measure the gap from the back of the truck, not the front, just like the front wheel. So you get it this barely touching, and then you're gonna have to measure the gap from here, and make sure you measure from the same feature, like this is the feature from the other side that we referenced from. So let's see how this fare. I'm gonna use that same digital caliper, and let me see. I have to like subtract the diameter of the wire to the wires. I think it's like maybe a 16 thick or something. So there is probably what it is. So it says 0.19, and guess what? The wire diameter is about 16, or maybe a little bit less than 16. So I think this is close enough to 0.15, considering the diameter of this wire here. I think we're good. I'm happy with this one. So I'm gonna go and tighten up those 2 nuts that I loosened up, and then I'm done with this side, and then I'll do the same procedure for passenger side, and then we're done. Took me about an hour to get the job done. Not too bad at all, and it's very straightforward. Anyone can do it, and the Humvee is so high, you really don't need to jack it up or anything. You just get under there and get the job done. Now, you want to be sure that the measurements are within spec. You can roll the vehicle back and forward a couple of times after you make all the adjustments, and then retake the measurements. Sometimes they're off a little bit. It's not too bad, but I did that. I actually retake the measurement after I took make all the adjustments, push it back and forward a couple of times, 1 or 2 feet or something like that, and then recheck the measurements. Mine moved just a little bit, but it's still within spec, so it's all good. Now, it took me an hour, but that's including taking the video for you guys. So for you guys doing this for the first time, it probably gonna take you anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour. That beats the trip to the shop to get them done and come back. I guarantee you it's gonna take much longer and it cost you money. I appreciate you guys tuning in to KT Garage. If you like the content, please like and subscribe. Thank you.